Hi guys, welcome to another video, man. I'm so excited about today's video. Actually, I'm so excited about the growth that I'm seeing in the channel, man. You see, today I posted a video yesterday, and today I've seen 2 more added subscribers from the 7 that I had. We are now on 9, and man, I'm really appreciative of that, guys. To everyone who has subscribed to the channel, thank you, man. It really means a lot to me. And it encourages me to actually create more content like this, man. I don't want to waste time. Yeah, man, you already know the drill, man. If you are new to the channel, go to the just go to my whole thing. Watch the videos. If you like them, like the video, and also subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so that next time when I post you get notified, right? So yeah, man, support and resistance, that's why we are here today. Support and resistance. So I'm referring from babypips.com. This is the PDF from babypips.com. So I'm referring from it, so I'll be reading out loud, guys. So baby pips, according to it, they say, oh, by the way, before I can continue, man, the words, they explain themselves. Support is anything that has to support, man. This is a table, and then this is a pot. This table is supporting the pot at the top. This is the roof. This is the sun. The roof is resisting the heat wave from entering the house, or rather it's reducing the heat, however you want to put it. Yeah, man. So support and resistance, right? That's why we are here today. So Baby Pips says support and resistance is one of the most widely used concepts in trading. Strangely enough, everyone seems to have their own idea on how you should measure support and resistance, meaning people have somehow twitched the idea and they've put it in their own way, right? So hence now we are misinformed with a lot of things that we are seeing out there, with the gurus posting different videos, you know, trying to put them their own way, giving us robots and naming them their own thing. So there's a lot of information that has been tampered with, right? And then they say, let's take a look at the basics first. So now we are going to look at the basics of support and resistance, right, guys? Yeah, right. So we are just gonna scroll down, and they're giving us this this diagram over here, right? Which is I believe it will be wise for you to take a screenshot of this thing if maybe you don't know what support and resistance is. Pretty much this is the structure of it all. And in the chart it's a bit difficult to spot, but man, once you practice it becomes easier over time. Trust me, man, I've seen it with me, right? So yeah, man, I'm trying to scroll down so that we can read what they have to say about this. Okay, let me do like this. I made a mistake over there. So they say, look at the diagram above, right? As you can see, this zigzag pattern is making its way up, right? So it's making its way up. It's doing the zigzag but in an upward manner, right? And then they say in brackets, bull market. They say when the market moves up and then pulls back, right? When the market moves up and then pulls back, so that's what they mean. The highest point reached before pullback is now resistance. So the market pulls up, so this is the resistance before the pullback. So the highest point reached before the market pulled back, that is resistance, right? So if you ever see the market pushing up and then it pulls back, where it pulled back, that's resistance, right? And then they say as the market continues up again, the lowest point reached before it started back. Well, wait. As the market continues up again, so as the market continues up again, they say the lowest point reached, which is the lowest point reached before it started back, is now support. So this low here before the market pushed up is now support, right? In this way, resistance and support are continually formed as the market oscillates over time. And then they say the reverse is true for the downtrend. So whatever that they said here, so for the downtrend, which might look something like this, right? Zigzag to the downside, the inverse is true for the one that they've said here, right? And going down And then they say now plotting support and resistance. So they're going to teach us how to plot it in the graphs, right? How to plot support and resistance. So they say one thing to remember is that support and resistance level are not exact numbers. Very important, that one. I've been saying, because I also read it from here and I've heard it a couple of times, but before that I didn't know, man, because I didn't know, right? So they say support and resistance are not exact numbers, and then they put that in bold text. So they say oftentimes you will see a support or resistance level that appears broken, right? But soon after find out that the market was just testing it, right, with the candlestick chart. Then they say these tests of support and resistance are usually represented by the candlestick shadow, right? Yeah, that's what they mean. That's what they're saying to us, and they're telling us that, right? I didn't get that, but they're going to explain, right? Then they say, notice how the shadow of the candle tested the 14700, which is 14. Oh no, this is the shadow that they're talking about, this box that they made over here. And then they say, notice how the shadow of the candles tested the 1.4700, which is this one support level. At those times it seemed like the market was breaking. So it seemed like the market was breaking, only to find that it was just weakening this price level. So hence they say it's not a specific price, it's just a zone. You know, you get what I'm trying to say? It's just a zone. It seemed like it was breaking support. In hindsight, we can see that the market was merely testing that level, right? Merely testing that level, right, guys? And then as we continue down, by the way, I'm going to go to the charts. This is why I'm reading so fast. I want to show you in the charts how I usually do it, so that you can also try and go and do it, right? So now they say in bold, so how do we truly know if support and resistance was broken? So now they're teaching us how do we then know if either support or resistance has been breached or has been broken, right? Then they say there is no definite answer to this question. Some argue that support or resistance level is broken if the market actually closed past that level. So according to Baby Pips, these are all how can I put this? These are all ideas that people have in their minds, that they assume that if a candlestick closed maybe below, then the support or the resistance has been broken. Then they say, however, you will find that this is not always the case, right? So Baby Pips is telling you that this is not always the case. So if you ever come across somebody telling you that and giving you as a fact, you should be a bit worried about that, because Baby Pips has been in the game for years, man. And then they illustrate for us there. They say, let's take our same example from above and see what happened when the price actually closed past 14700 support level. And as you can see, guys, it closed massively, but it wasn't really broken. It just closed massively below and then it came back up. So hence they say not every time when it's breached that means a breakout, right? And then we continue down. They say in this case, price had closed below the 1.4700 support level, but ended up rising back up above it. If you had believed that this was a real breakout and sold this pair, you would have been seriously hurting, right? Which is true, man. You would have been in pain because that's what you believed, and your belief is just, man, it doesn't work. And then they say, looking at the chart now, you can visually see and come to the conclusion that sorry for that support was not actually broken. It is still very intact and now even stronger, right? Then they say, to help you filter out these false breakouts, you should think of support and resistance more of as zones. Then now they indicate this one inside quotes. They say instead of thinking of support and resistance as a price, you rather have to think of them as zones. So if a zone is where price usually goes and reacts, not really at a certain price, but it's a place. I'm going to show you in the charts rather than concrete numbers, right? That's what they mean. And then rather than concrete numbers. We are still right there. And to continue, they say one way to help you find these zones is to plot support and resistance on a line chart rather than a candlestick chart. So they say for you to find the zones, you have to then plot your support and resistance on a line chart rather than a candlestick chart. And this is because most new traders, they are unable to spot support or resistance. So with the line chart, it becomes more easier, and they're going to illustrate it for us. Then they say the reason is that line charts only show you the closing price, while candlesticks add the extreme highs and lows to the picture, right? These highs and lows can be misleading because oftentimes they are just the knee-jerk, right, reactions of the market. It's like when someone is doing something really strange, but when asked about it, he or she simply replies, sorry, it's just a reflex, right? Yeah, that's what they say. They say to you, it's much better to draw this support and resistance in a line chart rather than compared to the candlestick chart, because then a line chart shows a closing price, unlike when you have the candlestick chart with the highs and open and close, highs and lows, and whatever the case is. They say now, when plotting support and resistance, you don't want the reflexes of the market. You only want to plot the intentional movements, right? So you don't want all that nexus, all that thing that is going on. You just want to see where the price closed and really push from there, right? Because where the price closed, that's where the price really was, right? They say looking at the line chart, you want to plot your support and resistance line around areas where you can see the price forming several peaks or valleys, right? And I believe they've illustrated it for us, and there we go, guys. So take a screenshot and yeah, man, it's going to help you a lot. So using a line chart, you are able to see that they drew this from this zone right here, and it was relevant even up to this far. They drew this one here, and it was relevant even up to this far. So they are using the line chart, and with the line chart, they're able to spot these reversals more cleanly, right? I believe you can also see that, guys. Take a screenshot and let's continue. And then they say other interesting tidbits about support and resistance. They say when the price passes through resistance, that resistance could potentially become support. And I've said this before on the videos that I've posted, that an old support, when it's broken, it becomes a newly formed resistance. Same as the resistance, the old resistance, when it's broken, it becomes a newly formed support, right? It's just like that, right? And then they say the more often price test a level, the more often price test a level of resistance or support without breaking it, the stronger the area of resistance or support. So for instance, if price comes here second time, third time, and it couldn't break, then that level is very strong. You should look out for it. If ever price get there, man, go for a sell, or man, go for a buy, depending whether it's a support or it's a resistance, right? Then they say when a support or resistance level breaks, the strength of the flow or of the follow through move depends on how strongly the broken support or resistance had been holding, right? And that's them just giving you facts right there. They say if it happens that the level is broken, the movement afterwards will depend on how long or how strong that level has been holding, right? Yeah, man. And then here you can take a screenshot. Again, they're just showing you a chart where they plotted strong supports, minor support, and how do they know it's strong support? Because it has more than 2 touches. It actually has 2 touches, right? If it has 1, it's just a minor. And then they said here minor resistance. I don't know why, because it has 2 touches, but I guess it's because it wasn't really that much respected. It really got bridged afterwards, right? Now they say with a little practice, you'll be able to spot potential support and resistance areas easily. in the next lesson we'll teach you how to trade diagonal support and resistance line, otherwise known as trend lines, right? So we are going to get to the topic of trend lines in another video. So now what I want to do, guys, with the information that we had, I want to go to sorry for that, I want to go to my trading view and then try to show you what they mean. The lesson that we had, try to put it in perspective and actually show you how you can use this information that you just learned here about support and resistance to your advantage, right? So now they are teaching us that support is below, wait, I don't know what I did right there. They are teaching us that support is below and resistance is above, right? They are teaching us support is a foundation and resistance is like a roof, right? And they are saying to us, if support or resistance holds for longer, then it becomes stronger, right? So now let's do this and try to see if their claims are really valid, right? So we're going to start from here where we can start. So you can see that we have a high over there, which I might assume it's a resistance. So I don't know if I should actually have the chart in line chart so that you can maybe have it easy too. Here's a line chart. Okay, let me expand my screen again. So that is a high, right? From that high you draw the box. I don't want to make it big. I just want it to be a bit tiny, a bit slim. Wait, okay, so that's the first one, and then I'll just clone this one. I've cloned it, and you take it. I can see that this was support, and the reason is because you have a rejection, and a third rejection again. And as you can see here, you have a rejection, you have resistance, you have support, and you have support. So it's a valid one. And then again you clone this one. So we are going to try and see if we could have been able to trade using this knowledge, right? Right, I believe this is okay, right? So they say to us when we trade support and resistance, we need to buy at a support and we need to sell at a resistance, right? So given, okay, this is very confusing for me, guys. I'm going to go back to the candlesticks. I usually don't use this, and either way I want you to be soldiers, man. You need to be able to spot these things. So if I teach you with the line chart, it's gonna be very tricky for you in the future, right? So yeah, man, this is what we have, and I apologize for the background noise. The dogs are barking very hard and I don't understand why. So we have a support here. So the price came here impulsively, and then before it retested, it created this as support, right? So when price got there for the second time, you should have known to your head that, man, that is a moment for us to buy, right? Just as it was a moment for you to sell here. So there's always support and resistance, whether you can spot it or not, minor, major, there's always support and resistance, man, everywhere. You just need to know how to spot them, right? Let me change color for this one so that maybe it becomes a bit clean for you. So you see how price came down, went up, resisted from there, came down, resisted again from there. So already by that time in your head you should be like, okay, why is price rejecting at that level? Most probably it's a right place for me to take a sell if ever price gets there ever again, right? And then price goes impulsively to this low, and then from there you'll be like, okay, it just stopped there. And then when it continues upwards back to that level where you thought to yourself, man, I should be selling at that level, guess what? If you took a sell, you could have been right, man. You could have made a lot of money. And now that it's on support, maybe you say, nah, man, now it's time for me to buy, and you do buy. when you buy, you could have again been in profits, man, and it gets there again to the resistance, and you think to yourself, okay, now we are at a resistance again, man, let me take a sell. You take a sell and bam, take profit hit, and again you be like, man, what do I have to lose, man? Let me take a buy, another one. You take a buy and still again you were profitable. So that's how these people achieve consistency. It's not the matter of having a heavy strategy that is far-fetched. It's just a matter of with the strategy that you have, if it's giving you a signal for a buy, buy. If it's giving you a signal for a sell, sell, because this is a game of probabilities. You never know when you are wrong, you never know when you are right. You just have to enter whenever there is a possible setup, because if you don't, then you are pretty much wasting your time, man. You will forever be a coward. You need to deal with your emotions, and I'm going to teach you on psychology and all of that in the future. Now the price went down and then suddenly stopped. So in your head, at the back of your head already, you should be like, okay, price stopped, and it didn't just stop, it reacted from the price, the level, it retested. So why did it stop? That's the question you have. Even though you don't know why, you'd be like, okay, if ever price can get there in the future, I need to be looking for possible buys, right? Because it came there the first time and it bought. So if it comes again, it should, most probably, the highest chance, it should buy. And then it gets there, man. You take a buy, and guess what? You were right again. Take profit hit. And maybe it gets there, and here now you want to take a sell, you take a sell, and unfortunately your sell is invalidated. And guess what happens? Guess what happens? It breaks the resistance, and then the resistance becomes support. So now the money you've lost from this sell, you enter again for a buy, and you are profitable again, right? If you have forgotten what we've learned on baby pips, let me try to go there again. Baby pips says to us, they say to us, wait, I'm looking for it, guys. I think I've passed it. I want you to see it. So they say, when the prices passes through resistance, that resistance could potentially become support, right? And this is exactly what happened here. Prices passed through resistance, and then it became support. So from that support, you buy, man, you buy, and then you could have been in profits, very, very good profit. So yeah, man, I don't want to waste time repeating the same thing over and over again, because pretty much I'll tell you, price stopped here. When it got here, you should have known it's time for a buy, because it stopped there before. Then you bought, you're in profits. Resistance sell, you sold, you're in profits, and then it broke out. And then, you know, I'm just gonna repeat the same thing over and over again. But you can take a screenshot if maybe you like how I've plotted these levels of mine, and try to see if you could have also seen the very same thing in the charts. Other than that, man, yeah, man, I love you guys. Thank you for the continuous support, and man, I respect you guys, and I really appreciate the support, man. It's really humbling me a lot, and it's keeping me encouraged to put in more content, though sometimes I feel like, and I'm so tired, but I try. Like now, man, I'm like sleepy, but I try to put in out the content. So yeah, man, thank you guys for watching up to this far. If you are, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification bell. I love you guys. Mwah.